We are in the draft grand final game 2, Team Secret versus Team Liquid, and it's the same as game number 1. And it's also the same indeed, including the same side, same team has first pick. Well, let's see if Liquid wants to pick someone else instead of Invoker, which is what they did in game number 1. And they are at least taking their time for it.
Go Winter's route and first pick Tusk. Because they've done that in the past, and it seems to have pretty good success.
They could grab the Enchantress, Kuro plays it, and if the mid lane matchup is something like Invoker and OD as the two contested picks, both of these teams play both of them on Weeha and Fata respectively. Alright, never mind. Then they know they'll get one of them. So this is kind of the same logic. You don't need to pick the Invoker, because you know you get Invoker or OD for the mid, so you might as well just get another hero that you like.
I think Edge is too weak of an opener too, because we've seen just Ursa just straight picked in the first phase. I think you want to, like, I like what Puppy did and slipped her in later in the draft.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it right, Cinderin. Like, you want to make sure that you can exploit the lanes before you actually commit to picking the Ench, because you don't want to pick Ench right away and then the lanes are too hard for you to actually get kills, secure kills, then the hero becomes less impactful.
Just as a side note, by the way, in the first game, it was Liquid that chose first pick, and then Secret chose Dire, and in this game too, it was Secret that chose Dire and had the priority first, and then Liquid chose first pick after that.
I think Liquid also have to be wary of Drow strategies. I guess that's not really as important because they first banned the Enigma, but it's something that we saw them ban in both second phases against Evil Geniuses, and I think they've lost to it a couple of times too.
So Ben, if you were to pick between OD and Invoker now, let's say Secret are debating, which one do you think is better?
I think Invoker.
I think Invoker too, because I also feel like Tusk is better with Invoker on his team than OD.
Yeah, because
it's more gankable in mid though.
The lane kill.
The Invoker's a bit more.
Yeah, but the Invoker is actually better for ganking with a Tusk than the OD is. That's what I mean. So I think like a Tusk Invoker can actually kill, whereas a Tusk OD might be able to kill, but it's not as likely.
It's still pretty strong.
No, it's good, but I think like
Shards,
Sunstrike, Cold
walk
Snap.
up, Arcane Orb.
It's strong when the OD has more levels. Like Invoker, maybe you have a much better probability of setting up.
Ooh.
Okay.
They do play Ursa.
Yeah, so they do play. Yeah,
I didn't think they played Ursa. I haven't personally seen
That's why
before.
it felt strange, you know, the last game. So this game they're gonna go for it. They're on the dire
It's gonna
side.
be a puppy Ursa.
That's what you call it?
Sure, why not?
Nah, I'm just YOLOing. I think it's probably just envy, but...
Invoker for Fada still.
So now Secret have chosen Dire. They've chosen Ursa in the first phase, and what do you do now? Do you have to have strong lanes, or would you prefer strong team fight so you can contest the Roche?
Strong lanes and strong team fight basically accomplish the same thing against a lineup with an Ursa. If you can dominate the lanes hard enough, you don't necessarily need great 5v5. You can just take tier 1s and pressure the enemy team. You don't have to...
But which one do you think Liquid's better at?
I think they're better at controlling lanes, actually. I just don't think they had the proper heroes for it in the first game. I think Jerax is probably one of the best roamers, and you give him a hero that he knows in and out, even though the win rate's not spectacular, it's still a comfort zone pick for them. And with having the Invoker already picked with it, I really like that combination, so I think they could look to win lanes pretty hard here.
How about Vision? Like Beastmaster against Ursa?
Beastmaster with Ursa.
Against Ursa.
Oh,
with Ursa.
They have the first pick.
They have,
So-
pick out of this phase.
Where's the Ench ban from Liquid?
So basically all the junglers have been removed. No jungling
He's gonna
heroes.
bring
I
out
think
X.
they would actually
There we
be... I think they would actually be more likely to go Tide in this situation than Beastmaster, even though I do like
Tide, would you then not ban out Beastmaster if you are Team Secret right now?
Mind Control does play it.
Yeah, because Ursa is like kinda weaker against Beastmaster.
Yeah, you're gonna get kited a lot.
Boar's OP. Okay,
Oh, they
I was
removed
thinking
Jerax
Void or
Phoenix.
Phoenix might be a better ban.
Well, you can ban one or the other. They both kind of... It makes it less likely that they would pick Void, right? If you ban the Phoenix.
I think Liquid really like playing Phoenix when they have the Tusk though. They've run this duo. I think most of the games they've had Tusk in, it's been accompanied by a Phoenix for Kuro. So
Sigil and Egg.
yeah, it's very strong.
What about Lone Druid? Any of these teams gonna go for
banned.
Lone Druid?
It's banned,
Oh,
it's
it is?
banned.
Okay.
It's banned out.
Never mind. JK.
I'm wondering which role Secret will pick now, if they'll pick a secondary support off lane or mid. I've said this 100 times this tournament, I really like Puck in this situation. They need the team fight. catch for Ursa.
Plus Ursa is really, really good.
It's very difficult for Invoker Tusk to kill in mid. It has two counters, basically. You can dodge the snowball with phase shift, or you can just have an orb running and just outrun him. The matchup versus Invoker is fairly even. You might lose out slightly when Invoker gets levels, but until then you're fine.
Yeah, I like Puck. I
And it's
still
very
like.
easy to gank 4,
Yeah.
and it's very easy to secure Roshan with, so...
Do they play Puck though?
Yeah, Weeha plays it.
I would like to see a Wind Ranger actually for
Darkseer
secret.
first. Windranger is good for the same reasons. It's less reliable team fight, but it's hard gank mid.
With DS, it makes your idea better though.
Dude,
A DS has really good synergy with Puck. Is there any Weeha hero we're missing out? We're forgetting here for mid?
I mean, Ember, he does play Ember.
Wind
and it's Darkseer.
Ranger. No.
I don't like Ember versus.
But
X-Men
actually,
though.
I might prefer a bit more towards Wind Ranger compared to Puck, because when you have offlane Darkseer, maybe you want stronger cores, because Darkseer is not going to provide too much. And Ursa, you know, some games, if your game doesn't go so well and Ursa is your lone carry, you might get too rough for the Ursa.
That's actually a bit of a rough spot, I think, for Liquid. Because picking Gyro into Ursa doesn't really seem super strong, and plus they've already taken away the Darkseer, so you don't, like...
And the Phoenix is banned.
And the Phoenix is bad. I actually feel like Secret have a huge advantage right now in the draft.
What does Liquid need to do to stop that advantage?
They need a safe laner who
Didn't
can pressure DS with a support that can actually be a little bit greedier. Because you already have the Tusk to control tempo, so I think they need something that's actually going to have a better time getting farm
I
priority
mean,
and can also
if
kill
you
DS.
talk about doing well against Darkseer, there's always AM.
Yeah, you.
Yep.
There's a couple of things speaking for an Oracle pick.
They actually have really bad tower killing right now in Secret.
That's the Beastmaster.
Teams don't really like Oracle so much, and I think its win rate is pretty poor, but this is the type of game where it's really good. It counters Darkseer in lane, you have the disarm against Ursa, you have the magic immunity against Lion. It's like... I mean, I guess if you look at Oracle that way, it always is going to look good, but I think this is one of those games where it's extra strong. And the weakness we've talked about with Oracle is that it's not very good at engaging and setting up fights and being a roaming support, but it's a little bit more static. But since they already have the Tusk accomplishing that role, they might be able to fit it in for Liquid. I just don't
really
know.
like that, actually.
Have they even played it this
Yeah,
tournament?
this tournament
Yeah,
maybe.
Jarek's played it. Jarek's has played it.
I think
Yeah, he
Gro-
played it once and they lost.
Yeah. Then it's just, nope. I'm not going to try it again.
0% win rate, we're done.
what about Secret?
That is not what I expected.
The old death
Well, we
cloud.
talked about this
definitely good.
before the series started, that it would be a high priority pick.
They have to babysit that lane
Liquid
so hard,
draft.
though. This is such a gankable hero against what Liquid have.
Dire's ban.
Wow, they're gonna. I mean, they're gonna have a lot of vision to scout the Roche with the wolves and the
Yeah, and the Hawk.
and the Hawk. I mean, at the same time, Secret has really good team fight to secure the Roshan. Like for the Ursa, that's what you want to have. You want to have a lot of team fight when you are going to anticipate the enemy contesting the Roche, which is so crucial for the Ursa, the first Roshan.
So are they gonna go like Dazzle or Venge now for Secret?
Dazzle's really good here.
Yeah,
Armor against Lycan.
both is really good. Like, Grave is very good for the Death Prophet.
Yeah.
What's going to happen with this is that Liquid will try to engage
Wait.
fights by roaring DP and just running her down.
What if Secret?
They banned that.
The Secret are gonna pick
I
Oracle.
like Shaker more.
right? You don't like because they can take Oracle away from Liquid if it's that good of a pick,
Ah,
and it still accomplishes the same thing.
That's
and then
true.
Liquid can't get sustained.
I don't know if Puppy plays it, but
Show me Oracle.
He
Right.
plays everything. We saw him play Earth Spirit yesterday. for
Doesn't
the first time.
Paladin
Of course
play
he
the
plays
hero
it.
in the team, like Oracle? I remember Paladin.
oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
he does.
Yeah, they just put him. I'm just so locked with Pi playing Lion.
Yeah.
But
It
Puppy,
might be Venge
Puppy
too,
actually
though.
plays a really good Lion too. I think Puppy might be considering Shaker. Maybe it's a little bit too greedy, but it's just one of the picks he has gone to, and all
It's
of
really
his
good
heroes have
against
been
Tusk.
banned. It's good against Tusk. It's
How about a curveball?
pretty good against Lion.
Curveball of Ursa still being not an
Puppy
energy
Ursa.
hero.
Dude, if I called that, I would be the panel
He'd be
god.
legend, yes. I mean, that is a pretty big curveball, to be honest, but
I think.
Puppy is known for jungling everything, but
Yeah.
Doom jungle, okay.
Let's go.
Doom plus Darkseer offlane.
that is not really a Doom game.
Well,
Like what
that's
else?
taking
What
it
else
out.
can jungle? Like what else does he play like jungle?
Plays SB, but
SB 's
particularly
He plays everything juggling. Just by Iron Talent, dude.
Oh, sure.
Winter Wyvern.
Oh, okay, that's different. I like it though.
It's good D push.
I forgot about that hero.
Can
Actually.
defend towers against Lycan.
Oh.
Co-embrace versus Lycan.
good with Darkseer.
It's a really big weakness actually for Liquid that a lot of their damage is
Damn.
physical.
Yeah, when you mentioned good with Darkseer, like how long that I have not seen this combination Darkseer plus Wyvern. He was so good in during TI.
It's also better in the sense that it has deep push, whereas Oracle and Venge both kind of lack in that department. And they already could secure Roshan with just Ursa. They don't need another hero to help with that.
Oh,
And there's the Oracle.
Okay.
Okay.
Quick predictions. I want to hear just a team named no explanation. Synderen first. Go.
no explanation.
Secret.
Liquid.
Secret.
Okay, even split. Let's hear what our commentators have to say. It is over to Capitalist and Blitz in the arena.
Team Liquid, they already had the hard task of facing up against Team Secret. Already trounced them in the upper bracket finals. Now they're one game down in the grand finals, and they're facing up against one of their signature heroes. Blitz, what do you make of the Ursa being prioritized so heavily in the draft?
I think this is just the best defined meta that's developing. They know that Liquid want to go to it if they can. They have the second pick. They figure it's really strong. We're on Dire side. This kind of coincides pretty well, but
So it
we'll see
serves
how
as
it
both
goes.
a strong pickup for Team Secret on Dire, but it's also a way to block it away from Team Liquid.
Yes.
I like that idea. What do you think of the last picks, the supports? Supports who have not been really seen a whole lot of success rate lately. Winter Wyvern as well as Oracle.
I think Winter Wyvern is an interesting hero. It does pretty well against heroes with summons in general, and the Cold Embrace is quite good this game. Owen mentioned it quite often. The Splinter Blast is really good as a D-push spell too. The thing I'm a little bit concerned about is teams still feel a little bit uncomfortable playing around the Winter's Curse, and the fact that you can't deal damage during it. You've got to play around that spell pretty well, and the Oracle, I think Jarex is pretty comfortable with. Seen him played in the past in other matches too, and it does work really well against the Darkseer.
Yeah, it does just dispel away that Ion Shell early on in lane, so that'll definitely help out the Lycan, but we're also talking about the Disarm against the Ursa, and they are rather single target focused at times, so even a well-timed false promise can turn the pace of this fight for Team Liquid. Definitely feels like the easier support to utilize, especially since the Winter Wyvern is paired up with the Death Prophet, a hero that kind of has some uncontrollable damage. You may lose some of that exorcism time with the Winter's Curse.
And at bottom, Secret are going to get control of this rune.
They
actually get both of them.
Oh, they can get the Ice Shards there, but there's no follow-up. So both Bounty Runes being picked up by Team Secret.
But all was not what it
Huge
seemed.
advantage so far, especially since the Death Prophet already does really well against the Invoker. The Spirit Siphon makes it so that the Invoker simply can't trade. You would think that with Cold Snap plus your Forge Spirits you could, but Spirit Siphon's insane. Plus Puppy's going to be here with the Arctic Burn level 1, make life a little bit hard. We saw in the last game Puppy primarily focused on the off lane, which I thought was a brilliant decision. This time around he's going to make sure that we has the best possible start.
Yeah, they really know how to set these lanes out right. What do you think about Misery now that he no longer has Puppy supporting him in the bottom lane? It's actually going to be full-time jungling to start with.
You almost never want to just sack a Darkseer if you're Team Secret, and any team in general. That was the one thing that I always heard from pros: never let a Darkseer just get sacked. You have to allow this hero to get some farm to be useful in the game. He's not just Tidehunter where you blink Ravage, you get your ability off great. You need a lot of items and abilities to back yourself up, because you want to be the frontliner for your team when you walk in and vacuum wall.
Do you think that this is just directly in response to an Oracle who's able to purge away that Ion Shell, and meaning the Darkseer may not actually get any farm in lane?
Yeah, absolutely. Misery could go down there, but for what point? You're not going to get anything out of the lane. You're simply just going to Ion Shell 2 creeps. They're both going to get purged off, and you're going to say, why didn't I just jungle in the beginning anyways? But
Misery.
this is going to open up some room for the 2 supports.
He ends up dying to the neutrals and didn't actually buy anything. That was not intentional. He could have bought the Sage's Mask to start completing that Soul Ring. So that was actually a bit of an error by him. So he just wanted to clear through that last hard camp creep, and then probably would have actually denied himself via the neutrals after he bought the Sage's Mask.
Yeah. And I'm waiting for Liquid to move this Tusker on the map, just because there is no Darkseer here. You want to try to apply pressure to this Death Prophet if you possibly can, especially since Puppy's mirroring movements, but he's going to pick up the Invis Rune, check top himself, see where the Beastmaster is, but Mind Control is doing the exact same thing, albeit a little bit slower.
Yeah, obviously Beastmaster is never going to be as fast as Ion Shell Darkseer, who's able to utilize stacks. Looks like Puppy wants to maybe try and catch the Courier out before that 3-minute marker. But if he doesn't see it, he'll probably rotate in the jungle, see if he can get some harassment onto Mind Control.
Yeah, he's waiting quite a long time for it, but nobody from Liquid using it just yet, and he's just going to make his way back around.
Rather unfortunate timing because the golden OD courier starts waddling its way to mid now.
He's just gonna Arctic Bird a few more hits on Fada from the high ground, even pulling the creep away. This is not what he wants to do.
A bit of bad timing here. Liquid once again, not really rotating one of their supports into mid lane a whole lot. This time around they do have a roamer. It's just Jerix isn't playing it because, as you said, Jerix feels more comfortable with the Oracle than Kuro probably does.
Yeah, we've seen Kuroki play the Tusk earlier in the tournament too, and it was fine, but they really want Jerix, if possible, not on this lane support role, but something that can get a little bit more active, and looks like Wii is, once again in this game, gonna have a pretty decent time in the mid lane, but Fada is, despite the pressure from this Winter Wyvern, is winning in the CS.
Purging off that Ion Shell, Misery's got another one in 3 more seconds. They're going to try and cut the creep wave, put some more pressure on that tower with the next creep wave coming in. I like this just to be able to force the Darkseer back into lane.
It's not just that, it's that Puppy's level 1. He doesn't have any levels of the Splinter Blast, and he can't really support or save with the Cold Embrace either, and so this tower should be relatively free for Liquid. Looks like Secret are posturing, but...
Yeah, they're actually going to have a TP in. They really want to get this deny in the tier 1, and they should be able to get it.
Yeah, this is the best possible result for them, is Misery's going to pick up some levels, Puppy's going to get his level 2, they get the deny. Liquid really rely on the tower gold as well for both their supports.
At some point, does Matumba Man start going full-time jungle to open up some space for one of his supports? And if so, which one is it?
I'd say he probably leaves it for the Oracle to get the quick level 6. This is the hero that they want to have a little bit more utility if possible. And he's only level 4 right now, though. I think going to the jungle is a little bit premature.
Yeah. Usually not seen until you at least have the mask and maybe level 5 or 6.
Yeah, the thing that scares me right now is that because of this free lane at top, Eternal Envy's getting absolute free farm out of this top lane, and more importantly than that, because both supports are rotating around the map, he's gotten free experience. And we saw Liquid, they committed both their supports to staying at bottom, so this Lycan is actually pretty far behind in levels.
It's a bit surprising to me that Mind Control actually TPs in to continue jungling despite the top lane pushing out. Eternal Envy doesn't even have an early set of phase boots, so it's not like there's that gigantic movement speed advantage they Ursa should have over Mind Control.
Yeah, right now, the Darkseer is also going to get a lot more utility out of the jungle. He's already got the Soul Ring and his level 5. Mind Control's desperately trying to farm up, but it's hard to keep up with a DS who eventually should just go down bottom again if the Oracle decides to try to rotate around.
Seems like Misery's going to do that.
Yeah,
right now. Kuro gets some aggressive vision around the Roshan pit.
I think they spotted that though.
Yeah, they
with
did.
The Observer Ward that they still have, so that's a lot of value.
So they should be able to counter it in due time.
Yeah, they're even going to place a tower ward right behind the tower, and Puppy's pinging out. They want to try to secure this top rune for anybody really. Mind Control's going to make his way up there, but this would be a pretty ambitious kill for them.
Puppy should be able to fly away with the Arctic Burn.
He's getting slowed down pretty badly, but just makes it over to the ridge.
So that should be pretty obvious, though, that Liquid's movements were scattered with the way that Weehaw played that super safe, put himself on the far left-hand side away from the 2 supports who are underneath that tower. And they actually will be able to get both wards here, as they should know about that bottom ward, and they just caught the mid ward as well.
Yeah, as long as they don't forget about it. And the Tusk is immediately going to TP up to top. He knows that their rotation has been spotted. Realizes there's no point in trying to help out this mid gank anymore.
Secret with just some really solid defense of these tier 1 towers so far. I mean, they got the deny in the bottom one. They're making sure that the ganks on mid aren't successful while still making sure the tier 1 tower stays alive.
This passive style by them has been really successful. They're just holding the line right now. When it comes to net worth, it is in Liquid's favor, obviously, because of the tower, but XP is a little bit towards Secret. They spaced out things a little bit better.
Would you say that this is kind of the signature style of Secret, a lot more passive, and that they've found a way to fit it into this kind of meta?
Yeah, I think it's more they just wait for teams to make mistakes against them. Like, Secret wants you to feel antsy. This is something I've noticed in all their games, is that even though they might not always have the cleanest early game, is they wait for you to slip up, make mistakes, because they have the superior late game, they can play behind and kind of wait. That's why you saw Liquid, like, they took bad fight after bad fight because they just had to. They were forced into it. And in this game, Secret are just saying, okay, we're getting a lot of levels on Envy. He's got absolute free farm. Nobody's been in his lane. Our Death Prophet's doing okay. Our Darkseer will farm a little bit faster than this Beastmaster. We can hold this line. On top of the fact that we're dire, we've got the Roshan advantage too. There's a lot of things that work out for them.
Yeah, it seems like they could just continue this almost indefinitely until it's time for Eternal Envy to rotate into that Roshan pit. So
Yeah.
maybe that's where Liquid can gain some ground back, but we've already seen with that ward that was placed out earlier from Secrets scouting some of those support rotations, they should know what a priority is.
Three-man rotation. As Eternal Envy even gets involved, they want to surge the Darkseer forward, but immediately going to get out as Puppey and Kuro have a little bit of time to themselves at the top, but Matamaman is going to see some space out of this, and Fada looks like he even wanted to send the Forge Spirit into the Roshan pit just to see if anything nefarious was about, but the Hawk is already there.
So Eternal Envy, in the meantime, is just going to farm up some Ancients until they see that opening on the mid lane.
Yeah, and that's why Fada's just playing really far back. And Jarex has even gotten involved here, but they're just immediately gonna... Misery's gonna TP out bottom. This Ursa should be spotted by now, yep. The ward sees him, and they might even... Oh, they don't have another smoke for this.
Once again, it's one of those kind of smoke scenarios where Liquid play really safe on their safe lane in Matamaman.
Yeah,
oh,
they're gonna go for Puppey, 100%.
They are going to be able to dive him out here. Where's the Sunstrike? Apparently they felt that wasn't going to be enough damage, so they didn't even go for it. TPs are canceled. They still have to play careful in this mid lane without the rotations. Spada is still...
They see the Lion and the Ursa though.
They're still going to be able to run down Puppey. This time around the Sunstrike will land. A TP comes out from the Ursa, but it's obviously too late. That'll be first blood to Liquid.
And with the Ursa TPing up there and they know the two canceled TPs, Liquid have full vision, Pylai die.
And now they can keep forward down the middle lane. Pylai die is going to come in from the side. They put some pressure on Weehaw and force Pi to show himself.
Yeah, they want to try to take down this mid tower if they can because of the forced rotations of Team Secret. Really well done by Liquid. They're not forcing aggression, and their Beastmaster almost has his Necrobook 1. He's already picked up both components that he needs, and Matamaman has sneaked his way into the Roche Pit too. He's got the medallion. They know there's no ward vision down here. It's up to Misery to actually check this for Team Secret.
This is such a dangerous proposition, though, to actually try and go for Roshan against an Ursa team by yourself.
Yeah, everybody started rotating over from Secret.
So he'll go back to doing jungling.
They just want to get it before Eternal Envy does. It limits the Ursa's offensive potential a lot, because this hero does rely on being able to get a free Aegis.
Now, if Liquid can actually get a pick off in the mid lane, they can actually transition this into an early Roshan. They're going to try and go for this dive. The Sunstrike will be able to block Weehaw, but the TPs are coming in. But Summerman's already popped the ultimate. Looks like they're going to go for body here, but he can get saved by the Oracle. Sometimes immediately going to go down Misery. Puppey, they're going to be able to turn for him. He's already thrown out that cold embrace. He'll be surrounded by the wolves. Fada is the one victim there from Liquid who will end up going down, but Misery may still lose his life here. They're holding on to the snowball from Pearl. It's going to be thrown out in a second here to stall up Misery as best as possible. They have the Ice Shards to be able to block him in as well. The Medallion are going to be enough. He's dying for this one. The healing salve keeps him alive, and they do manage to get Misery. That is a 1-for-4 exchange, plus they got the tier 1 tower. A beautiful fight for Team Liquid.
That was about as good as it gets. You did lose your Invoker if you're Liquid, but you don't really care. Mind Control continues to get space. You didn't even have to do it with your main initiating hero. On top of that, Liquid got so much experience in farm on both their supports. The mid lane is now opened up, the bottom lane is now opened up. This gives them a lot of opportunities to go for the Roshan if they want to.
We have a Rod of Atos builds on Fada's Invoker, but bottom lane is where Kuro's being chased by Eternal Envy. He's not going to be able to catch though. Just takes the 90 gold from the Sigil, and they're actually going to try and, okay, maybe not.
I think it's a little bit ambitious for them to immediately go for it, but they have to deal with this top tower too. Mind Control's going to just pick up all this farm by himself. They're already pinging him out, but they've got to make the decision soon, as this tier 1 tower is going to fall for absolutely nothing.
Yeah, Liquid know they are in a great position just control-wise. That Ursa's not going to be able to take Roshan without them noticing, so they're just hard pressuring top lane until Secret are forced into either going for Roshan and having some sort of crazy 5 versus 5 Roshan pit, or Liquid start gaining some ground after a little bit of a bad start in the laning phase.
You notice that Eternal Envy is hanging around almost exclusively around this Roshan pit. They know that the pace of the game really relies on them to be able to get this. and this is why they're predominantly playing here.
The snowball coming in. He's on the wrong side of the eye chart too. Derek's going to come in from the side. He does have his ultimate, but he's choosing not to use it on Kuro, especially since it's being controlled up by the Winter Wyvern. Now they're going to be able to come in with Fada, but is the damage actually going to be enough? Eternal Levy's being staged up once again with the Winter Wyvern while Derek stays himself. They're going for Weehaw instead, but the damage is too much. Weehaw's going to be able to actually chase away the Lycan, and now Fada, he's in too deep against two, and there comes a pause as Liquid crash at just the wrong moment.
And they really needed the Beastmaster there for that engagement as everybody from Secret rotated in. For Liquid though, at worst it'll be a 3-for-3 exchange, but Secret are going to be pretty happy with that as their mid laner got a lot out of this.
And Fada should be dying now in silence. The Rod of Atos is actually keeping Weehaw from being able to chase him down, but Misery is still able to help get him down.
And the Wolves are on top of Wee, but immediately going to pop that wand, and he should be just fine. As the top tower is getting pushed out, and if Mind Control had that first level of Necro Book, might have been able to do even more damage to this, but although the fight recap heavily benefits from Secret,
it definitely could have been a lot worse. If that Ursa had not died, they would have been able to go Roshan. They've now got the mech, plus their level 6s on some of their supports, which was missing earlier on. Highlight Eye, as well as the Winter Wyvern. Earlier when they were trying to maybe go for the Roshan, it was the limit of those supports that kind of kept them back from being able to take it.
Yeah, that was huge from Weehaw too. His game was a little bit stunted, but he's going to pick up drums now, catching up in farm. And this is a hero that just relies on being ahead in net worth at all times. You can't be under farm with Death Prophet. You need some sort of tank items, and
otherwise you're in danger of just being focused out by Liquid, right?
Yeah,
exactly. That's going to be all your damage.
You never want to be behind. Like, you want the levels, you want to be able to be the frontliner for your team. This Ursa you saw, even with the Cold Embrace, goes down pretty quickly. They can't afford for him to.
This horde game has been beautiful back and forth. We saw the way the Team Secret were able to take early control thanks to their bottom lane wards. Spotted out 2 different wards being placed out by Liquid, but now Liquid managed to take away.
Oh, he breaks the smoke. They're gonna know now for sure.
That is a full reveal. Team Liquid will just sit on the high ground and wait for Secret to make their move.
Secret have to be so excited on that one.
He's spotted out here, turns around, goes to the Hex, but immediately that's taken off by the Oracle. A nice 2-man silence is actually going to prevent some aggression, but Highlight Eye still getting down the wall. Oh, the Sun Strike. Liquid take a kill against Team Secret while committing no heroes whatsoever. And now they're actually going to go to the fight with Tumbleman. Oh, what a witness right from Puppy! Turns that one right around against Jarek, trying to blow him up. The snowball comes up through, but Tumbleman's still healthy though, trying to stay ahead of Eternal Levy. We're going for some of these Swisher heroes, gets a little bit too close though. Eternal Levy starts nabbing onto him. Kuro, he's not going to be escaping. Oh, what a great ice charge, but still, he's locked inside the trees, only buying himself time, not actually saving his life. But as you said, Mind Control has pushed out the top lane. Tier 2, Tier 3, he gets Puppy as well. Mind Control is going to look for the escape now against Highlight Eye, and he's going to turn and go for the Primal Roar. He's actually going to be able to Sunstrike. Highlight Eye's down. Mind Control now
they don't have the vacuum anymore.
Oh my God! The offlaner Team Liquid shows up big at the perfect time because Secret will get Roshan #1 for themselves. They had to play like that, had to have it.
They're both going to go down. Secret, fortunately for them, they're going to be able to pick up this Roshan that they desperately needed, but Liquid look like they want to try to make an attempt. But Weehaw doesn't have the ghost.
Health, though. That is so dangerous. They do have the disarm, but the silence onto Jarek. They now have Kuro and he's not going to be able to kite around Eternal Levy. He's got nothing here. Jarek on the bottom side has actually saved himself. They've taken away the Aegis while Weehaw looks to be able to chase down Jarek. The ultimate wears out, but he's still not dead. Back over to Eternal Levy, where he's surrounded by 3. Obviously has no hope. Team Liquid, they bait Secret in. They win the fight. They'll take now. Where are they going to go? Middle lane, Tier 2 perhaps?
And this hero that's been ignored for so long, this Mind Control Beastmaster, almost already has Necro Book 3. It's going to coincide really nicely with the timing of Matuma Man's, as they're just racking up the farm right now, and it's going to be really difficult for Secret to push this out, even with the Splinter Blast against the double Forward Spirit, double Necro Book setup from Team Liquid. Is They set their sights on this bottom tier 2 tower. They know that Weehaw doesn't have his ultimate quite yet, and with Eternal Envy down without the Aegis, I doubt they want to take this fight, especially without a Blink Dagger on him.
And now this looks like the same thing that you said for Eternal Envy in game number 1, where they feel like Liquid, they're in enough control of this game, they can go back for the Midas perhaps on Invoker.
Yeah, I think this is the setup that we saw out of Fada yesterday too, where he wants to make sure that he gets some control with the Rod of Atos, and we saw how effective it was in the fight when they were able to take out Pylite Die in the beginning of this. Right. This Lion is really crucial to Team Secret, which is why they keep picking a top 2. They want Pylite Die to be as effective as possible in fights, but Fada, he wants to make sure he doesn't get too far behind the other cores. And Jerax is gonna.
He's gonna be the one taking the smoke. It looks like Eternal Envy smoke
he's
has popped.
I think they see him.
Jerax is trying to get back to the tier 2 tower. Puppey will be able to slow him down though. Jerax should be dying here. The silence controls him long enough. Maybe he can get off False Promise, but no, it's just too fast. So Secret get that quick support kill. We'll turn it into a tier 1 tower.
I don't think they can.
Liquid, they're in a much better position. They've lost his support. Who cares? They're pushing out top and middle lane.
Yeah, they've got to deal with this before they do anything, and they've got to pick their poison. We either go for mid or we go for top as Team Secret. Puppey's got to tell his team, you guys have to get back here right now.
They're going to start fast-keeping into the middle lane. They're going to pop Matumba Man's ultimate to be able to make sure he has a clean escape, and Kuro's already one step ahead.
And Puppey's pinging top. He's saying, guys, we've got to deal with this Beastmaster.
Yeah, Puppey's already dealing with it. He's dealing with it all right. He's actually ends up going down to stack himself to keep some of that tier 3 tower damage alive. Mind control is going to be chased down by Weehan. Highlight die though, so it's well worth the sacrifice of Puppey.
Yeah, Liquid managed to pick up both the tier 2.
Oh, got the courier! Oh no, that was a Blink Dagger! Tragedy strikes for Team Secret, as that was one of the items they really needed to keep the pace of this game.
For a full 3 minutes, they're going to have to fight without it. And Puppey, he's got to gather his troops and say, guys, we're just making too many errors around the map right now. Secret are being ragdolled.
Torn apart the map left and right. We've got Necrobook 3 on Beastmaster, Necrobook 2 now on Matumba Man's Lycan. Items flowing in for Liquid all over the place. They're even going to have a mech soon on Jerax. He's made a great recovery from that very stunted tri-lane scenario they were in.
Yeah, the top 2 networks in the game, both Liquid cores.
How do you play this now as Secret in order to get control back? Can you actually wait the full 3 minutes for that Blink Dagger?
I almost think you have to right now. The things that have gone so well for Secret in the past games was that Pylite Die was able to get a lot of space because of the space that Puppey was able to create for the other lanes. Then they allow Py to kind of just play his own game. But in this one, Liquid are kind of just putting their foot down and saying, we're going to attack you from every single angle. Go for the Roshan, then we'll push your tier 2 atop. Now they've almost got that open tower, the tier 3. And Secret, they've got to stick and move. Play as fast as they can, decide on whether or not they're going to defend top or mid, and do it a little bit quicker.
I thought for a second Liquid were going to go for a 4-man smoke, but that isn't actually the case. They're just team clearing through their jungle. Since Secret is off map, they're perhaps afraid of a 5-man smoke from the enemy.
Yeah, this Beastmaster with the Necrobook 3, he got it like 17 minutes into the game, can pretty much kill anybody by himself. Maybe Eternal Envy he'd struggle with, but with the boar he could most likely get the kite going.
I really like the solo smoke from him, where he's centering up. He knows, yeah, as you said, that he can kill anybody he comes across. So he's actually avoiding the vision right now of Team Secret. Unfortunately for him, all 5 are bottom lane. I think expecting a Liquid push, but it's just a feint. Liquid don't actually want to go for that. They're content with continuing farming efficiency.
And Team Secret are gathered completely as 5 in this bottom lane. They want to make sure that nobody gets caught off by that Beastmaster because he has that solo kill potential. And Eternal Envy, they must wait for the Blink Dagger. There's not a really good way for him to gap close against heroes like the Invoker and the Lycan otherwise.
Once again, the low net worth at 20 minutes do tell about the early lead that either team has been able to gain. Still though, Team Secret have the opportunity to, once they had that Blink Dagger, perhaps thinking about recontrolling this game with Roshan number 2.
Yeah, and both ward vision.
They just have to dodge Liquid's traps.
Liquid have that ward in mid, but Secret, they've also got their own ward in the jungle that's been completely unspotted. That's seeing all the rotations from Team Liquid, but Secret might not really be able to do much about this as Liquid continue to split up the map. They've got the Necro 3 on both their cores, so the split push game can begin.
Oh, Jarex, he's going to be run down here. He was trying to get an aggressive ward up, but now we should know that there's a ward of Secret sitting there. They're actually going to be able to pop Jarex, almost silenced up a little bit longer, and he won't be able to get off that false promise. Now the Winter's Curse laid out, but oh, that was a mistake, only catching creep. It's Weehaw, hoping to be able to fight this one out. Still, Poppy goes up to jump to end the primal roar, but still, there's enough magic damage to be able to threaten him. Now it's Levy comes in, finally picking up that Blink Dagger and blows up. They need to kill Weehaw. They're going to be able to actually go for Weehaw as soon as the Yule Scepter is down, but it may not be enough. It's definitely flat. There's Weehaw and Liquid. They're just being run down now. My Control's going to be next one up. He's trying to go for the TP out, but damn it, it's too much. Eternal Levy able to finish him off. Matumba Man gets the kill in the end with the Necronomicon against Weehaw, but Secret very happy with that exchange.
This Death Prophet stayed alive for so long. It allowed Ursa to be able to do whatever he wanted in this engagement. They had to pop the roar for it, but the Cold Embrace from Puppy proving to be too much. The Invoker just decided, oh, he's already dead after the roar. But they didn't quite have enough damage, and that was Secret wasting the Winter's Curse and the Darkseer Vacuum too. But Weehaw played that fight so well, itemizing entirely defensively.
Yeah, the Ghost Scepter choice and being able to pop it just ahead of that Primal Roar use saved him so much damage.
That's going to give Secret a lot more control in this game. XP plummeting sharply. Net worth going in a similar situation. Liquid still have a lot of map control, but they wanted to be able to parlay that fight into going for the high ground. Did not expect to lose that one that badly. As Liquid, they're going to have to reset the game.
And with that, Secret will have some fresh items coming in. They've got 3K on Eternal Envy. What's his next item?
He could decide to go for the Aghanim Scepter that we've seen so popular on CTY and RTZ.
Yeah, particularly against Beastmasters, it feels quite strong.
Yeah, I don't actually think he lacks for disable too much, but if he does, going for the Basher isn't a bad idea either. I do like the idea of the Aghanims though. I think it's kind of cool. BKB is also an option.
Wee has the point booster, be able to go for the Octarine core. They know that last fight was godsend for them, but they need more. Unfortunately for them, a Lycan Wolf just spotted out this smoke, and Kuro knows it's coming. He's quick on the retreat, trying to stay ahead of Weehaw, but he'll catch up eventually with the Yule Scepter. The rest of his team is sitting on the side. They've got the False Promise ready to go. Kuro is not actually, yes, he is going to be saved by the False Promise, but now the Winter's Curse comes in. They are going to be able to ball mind control. Oh, the Necronomicon's fighting against them now. The Ice Ball laid out in beautiful position. Pylon dies almost immediately. Another save from Poppy. He has to deal with the wolves up now as he's being chopped away slowly but surely, but the TV will complete just in time. Weehaw has Necronomicons all over him, but it doesn't matter. Too Liquid. Rada. Oh, this is dangerous. He actually wants to go for the Sunstrike. A little bit of Soul Suck, and will they have the damage? The damage is in again! Eternal Envy finishes him off as Vada was playing chicken game there with Secret. But now with both Weehaw as well as Sierra alive, they can take Roshan number 2. Everything Secret needed to happen has happened. They're back in this game 100%.
I don't even think they're back. I think they're starting to get ahead now with the type of lineup that they have. This Weehaw Death Prophet is doing way too much for Team Secret right now. They know he's a primary damage dealer, but Liquid can't really do anything about it. With the Cold Embrace to back him up, the physical damage lineup that Liquid have just isn't being very successful in Secret. This Winter Wyvern pick, I was skeptical at first, but it's paid off for them so well.
Most certainly has. The Buckler actually turning into a mech here, obviously, as Misery has a completed Guardian Greaves, so it's not really needed. Do you like the idea of this Veil of Discord?
I think it's a pretty good plan, just because you already do have a lot of nuke damage. But Ursa does have the Aghanim Scepter, and with that Aegis too, he is so strong. All the farm that this Beastmaster once had, it's gone down the drain.
Really seeing the power of this Winter Wyvern against these Necronomicon users.
The Winter Wyvern has been so effective for them. Liquid, I think, have not hit their timing window with the double Necronomicon either.
No, certainly not. Now they're very rapidly falling behind. They do have the Aghanims on the Invokers. Still need to complete this mech that should have been picked up so much earlier for Jarex, but bad fight after bad fight has stalled him up dramatically.
Yeah, he's going to finish it, though. And I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make, though. As Team Secret, they are so comfortable right now. They're in their element.
Is it smoke time? They've got one on Puppy. They're letting Eternal Envy and Weehaw push out the lanes for now.
Secret, at some point you want to be able to make use of the Sagas. Start to pressure out some of these tier 1 towers that they can still go through. Which tells you how precarious the lead was for Team Liquid. Like, it's already shifted downwards and Secret can still take 2 very easy tier 1 towers.
Failed Discord in. Is there anything else that Secret need to wait on before they force a fight? They still have the Aegis, so it seems like they should have the incentive to do so.
They're just making sure to push out all their lanes before they just go for it.
Right.
And Pylai Dai now has the Ghost Scepter too. We saw how effective one Ghost Scepter was. And
does this mean you need a Diffusal Blade picked up by someone?
Maybe.
I mean, they do have Fortune's End, but it's not the fastest ability in the world.
Yeah. It also means that Liquid have to get the jumps in the fights. And they might have to start focusing down this Puppy Winter Wyvern. That Cold Embrace again. Helping out so much, and they're immediately going to go for the smoke, and this is the play, especially when you've got the Aegis. The first time they did it resulted in an absolute team wipe of Team Liquid, and
I like this.
They want this again.
Eternal Envy has picked up Boots of Travels. They're coming out to him now, but in the meantime, he's actually going to show himself at this bottom lane while his team goes for the fight.
Yeah.
So it may actually lure Liquid into a false sense of security.
They know that Wii is a strong enough frontliner, and the mid wave is pushing in too. So Envy believes that he can get there in time. And he's immediately going to start TPing Matama Man. Might just walk into them.
Surrounded in the middle lane. Matama Man, he needs to be able to get off this BKB. It's just in time. Oracle even popping that ultimate. They're going to turn. Who are they going for? Puppy is going to be identified as the first target by Misery's going to go down. Misery's going to be blown up on the Sunstrike. Puppy, Golden Brain's going to run out eventually. But he gets the Winter's first. A beautiful one. The blows up Kuro all by itself. That makes sense for Pylai down, but he gets off the finger death on Fada. They need to be able to control the weapon. Cold Snap is actually stalling up. Eternal Envy with the nice charge. Kuro, he's making sure Eternal Envy is going to be kited around this fight. He still managed to get onto Jarek, still popping the range, and he will be able to catch up until the disarm. Snowball stun. Oh my god, is Eternal Envy not going to get anything out of this first life? He isn't. Now, he's way too deep behind this tier 1 tower, underneath an ice wall immediately. He managed to get the blink forward. Mind control will be able to get them the vision though. Once again, the cold snap comes through. Ice Shark watching out Eternal Envy. He knows he has to turn and fight for the Walrus Punch, making things difficult. Where's the sun? Did he not have one? It's Snowball. Oh, there's a tornado, stopping Eternal Envy from escaping, and they will finish him off. Team Secret, they thought they had the advantage in that fight, but Team Liquid responded beautifully, blowing up Misery, while at the same time Matamba Man addressed Puppy right away. Even with the Winter's Curse still going off, he put the pressure on him to make sure that he had to Cold Embrace first, stalling out that reactive fight.
And that was the best decision by Pro in this entire game for him to go for the buyback. Understands that his team needs the extra control factor. The scary thing for Liquid though is that Ursa, without the buyback from the Tusk, might have been enough to just 1v2. And he was really damn close to it, but Secret, they still get the Lycan kill. Unfortunately, they weren't able to pick up the mid tower with the Aegis. Well, Liquid aren't going to be able to force out any buybacks, and Secret are still kind of in an okay position. The XP lead is still in their favor, and Misery's going to actually not be able to deny that top tower. Spada gets the last hit on it. But this Roshan fight, the next one, that'll be the Aegis and Cheese. If they could get a Cheese up on Weehaw.
Yo, that would be such a huge upgrade, especially with the Octarine he already has. It would make Team Liquid popping Wii almost an impossible task.
They struggle so hard to kill him already, Cap.
Yeah. Every single time Puppy has been there with the Cold Embraces when Weehaw has been initiated on first.
Dangerous amount of team fight from Secret. As Liquid, they did have the early control. Their net worth lead looked like it was just going to skyrocket at one point, but that initial encounter where they just couldn't burst down the Death Prophet cost them so much.
So Mind Control has a Blink Dagger. Where do we go from here with 2k gold?
They already have the Vlads on the Lycan. Maybe even he gets a Ghost Scepter. I think everybody in this game just...
just mass Ghost Scepters all around.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, the Ghost can't hit you from DP.
What about him? Oh, he's actually going to go for Misery with a Sunstrike. They should have enough extra damage to be able to kill him. Now the question is, can Mind Control actually get out? He doesn't have a TP, so that seems unlikely. Eternal Envy gobbles him up.
Yeah, there's no boar there either to slow him down. And he is going to lose all of his mana, but Liquid, they're making their way up. But Tamaman's even popped the ultimate, but with the ward down, this is going to be incredibly hard for them. They even commit the ghost.
Yeah, he uses that exorcism before Liquid actually get there for the fight. And so it's a quick disengage by the boys in blue.
Is Roshan going to be up in time?
No.
If Crow recognizes, he's like, he could tell his team, we can go for the Roshan if they want.
The tier 1 towers definitely forfeit here.
Yeah. Puppey has to tell his team, back up. It's okay that we committed the ghost. Reset the fight, and make sure nothing bad comes out of it. You just have to get out of there as a team if you're Seeker.
The gem, actually, I'm not sure if we mentioned that one, but Misery had a gem. And that was stolen away in the previous fight. So Kuro's walking around with that one now.
Liquid immediately smoke up. They know with the ghost down, this is going to be one of their better opportunities to engage. Secret. The Octarine core is on the Death Prophet, so it's going to be back up in 45 seconds.
Actually kill Weehaw here. Puppey, he's coming in from the right-hand side. He goes to bind him some time, and he ended up to kill Weehaw. The Winter Curse comes in big on the Fada, and Fada controls Highline 9. He falls up Jarek, make sure there's no false promise here, but Fada, he's actually getting away from this a little bit. Misery stops him. No, the tornado! It buys him more time. Fada gets away, and Matama-Man turns against the Eternal Envy. He's surrounded by an army of Necronomicon. A long-range snowball. Kuro wants some more. He says, come here, Puppey, but he can't quite stop him fully. The Ice Shards doesn't block him out, but Team Liquid win a fight right outside Secret's base, which is the opportune time for them to push down to tier 3 and see if they can force a buyback.
Afada, are you kidding me?
Unbelievable.
I cannot believe that he walks away from that with no HP left over, invokes the tornado, even throws down the ice wall behind him, continues to throw down spells for his team while backpedaling. That was exactly what they needed. Secret, they were able to get it out of their mid laner, but this time Liquid Fada's the bait, and they're going to take down the mid tower.
Oh, Matama-Man forced to pop the ultimate. The Finger of Death isn't quite up yet for Pylai Dive. They don't have any quick heals, really showcasing the strength of this Veil of Discord on Puppey, but they're going to continue to try and force it here.
Yeah, Matama-Man doesn't want to hard commit for this. He doesn't have the BKB available.
Oh, Pine, not going to be running into that Sunstrike.
He's just going to back out, and
good
two supports hold.
Yeah, that was such a good read by Secret, managing to hold against that push with only 2 supports and not forced into a buyback on the Ursa. And they actually can go for Roshan now.
Yeah, Roshan number 3 is up. The Aegis and the Cheese are available. And Secret might actually have the advantage here just because Matama-Man has to go heal and Liquid have to reset, but Mind Control up at top. He wants to pick off Misery again. Secret though, they're gathered up. They know about this.
Yeah, they've got the ward set up. That should be clear now to Liquid. Secrets? Is there any items coming in for them soon that can change the game? It doesn't look like it.
I think they don't really need items. They just needed their spells up.
I was just wondering if there was anything that they would stall for before they go for Roshan, but they've only got at most 2k on Eternal Envy.
Yeah.
So I think it really is. I think you're right. They should try and force this.
With the Exorcism up, I think he would be fine, but Liquid, they are going to be hard-pressed to defend this one.
As Vada throws out the Tornado, EMP, scouting is out. Eternal Envy doesn't lose any of his mana. And Wei is actually going to commit the Exorcism. Mind Control is pushing out the top lane at the same time, though. Misery has to be careful with his defense. He's going to be jumped on by the Primal Roar. There is no Sunstrike this time around. Meanwhile, back inside the pit, they have picked up the Aegis. Mind Control unable to finish off Misery, but starts threatening those racks, forcing mass TPs, which allows Liquid then to strike. They've actually controlled up Eternal Envy with a beautiful set of Ice Shards. They're going to purge him and just kite him around again. This could be, once again, Eternal Envy in too deep with his Aegis and dies twice in a row.
Yeah, Puppey's stuck on top of this cliff right now. There's nobody that can really help him.
Tornado timing, no opportunity for Eternal Envy to be able to jump back with a Blink Dagger.
Oh, he's
They're going to throw out all
kited.
their disciples. They've got the disarms. They take him out. Secret. That was beautifully set up by Team Liquid. They knew it's okay if they take Roshan if we could just force Mind Control to get TPs back at that top lane.
Yeah, big pickup for them is Mind Control. playing the map control game is Secret. They might just lose this first set of range racks right now as Liquid. They want to force out the buyback from the Ursa, but they have to be careful not to hard commit, as there is the Vacuum Winter's Curse combo available still.
Fada, he's got the BKB, so he's going to stay on the front lines here. He pops it now as he pushes back Weehan, lays down the ice wall, making sure there is no immediate jump from Secret. Eternal Envy running into that one, cost them their initiation.
Yeah. The buyback was used, they still lost the key racks here, the melee one. The top one was pressured out as well. Team Secret no longer have an Aegis to fall back on. What happened to the cheese? Did we just have to pop it early in the pit?
Yeah.
I'd imagine so. That's a pretty big loss for them too.
You're talking about Fada throwing out spells left and right with that axe. Well, Octarine Core is coming in soon for him. He's already shown this sort of rapid fire spell casting. It's been ultra successful in some of these team fights, and it's about to get worse for Team Secret.
Yeah, Secret right now, they really need their Exorcism to be used at the perfect time. In the first two fights, they fought around it so well, which is what it was able to kind of break the tides. But the last two Exorcisms...
Oh, that could be a game-winning rune. Eternal Envy spots a double damage. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any disable by himself, but... Yeah, he's just gonna go for the tier 1 tower. Yeah, he knows he can backdoor it.
They still have really strong cores on Secret. Like, Secret don't have to really panic. They just can't afford to waste the ghost again.
Mind control. Oh, does he actually see him? He runs into him now. Pi actually throws out the Hex with a TP out. Nice play. That leaves no time for the Primal Roar to come back.
Yeah, they don't have the Invoker for the Tornado either, as he was still in base.
Because of Glyph, they can get the deny at this top tier 1 tower that Eternal Envy tried to backdoor. But it looks like a quick smoke and a rapid rotation up to that top lane, as they want to try and punish whoever's there, which is going to be Mind Control's Beastmaster for the deny.
Yeah, Mind Control immediately going to back himself away, as Eternal Envy just jumps in, takes down the tower.
Was that worth the smoke, though?
I don't think so. I think they were hoping to get
Whoa, Buta travel in. Fada comes in on the hawk. Tornado thrown out. Immediately, Winter's Curse is laid out as Puppy. That was just a reactive play, as he knew that there was, or at least he thought there was going to be some big reaction from Liquid.
Secret, they can't, again, they couldn't afford to waste this Exorcism. With it down, Liquid are just going to play around this area, wait for it, then immediately go for the fight again.
Very nice play by Fada that spooked Secret like that.
Yeah, Secret have to just immediately get out. They know that they're in no condition to fight offensively, especially with the Winter's Curse expended. And Liquid are going to go for a smoke of their own. They want to get aggressive here with both the big cooldown spells down.
Secret up to the high ground, manning the parapets of defense.
This is going to mean minimum range racks for them.
Yeah. With the Necronomicons, the Boars, the Wolves, they're chipping away at mid and top every single time they go for a siege.
And there it goes, almost immediately. Eternal Envy is
now the jump in, actually managed to lock down Puppy, but the turnaround from Pylon dies. The Lion King protects Puppy. The Sunstrike is not going to land due to a force staff. They managed to get the vacuum back in as well. Liquid, are they in too deep for this one? Eternal Envy pops the Aghanim in range, and he's actually taken up so much of this damage successfully. Oh, the Ice Shard man eventually runs down. They are able to get him. The Ice Shard blocking in Eternal Envy. Puppy, he's still floating around with this beast. They're buyback here on one control. They might be able to just finish up this fight with a big plan over Secret as Weeha's trapped in once again for the Ice Shard. Ice Wall combination, and they lock in Weeha into a tomb of ice. Liquid win the fight and take a second lane of racks.
They already commit the buyback from the Death Prophet, but they don't have the one-on-the-one that matters.
It's TV right to the face from Puppy, but Tornado, Snowball, he's trying to draw attention. But is there actually going to be an appropriate response? Puppy's almost getting caught in misery. He has to pop the Ghost Step to be able to save himself from the Cold Snap. As Weeha's going to be slowed down here by the Purifying Flame. Once again, locked in by the Ice Shards. He's going to be able to have the Exorcism though. Liquid have forced that one. They just need to try and escape with the minimal losses. Looks like they're going to give up on Jarek. As they pop out that full promise, still though, Winter's Curse is controlling up a couple man. They need to be able to blow him up. Vacuum brings the back in, but that max movement speed is too much for them to handle. They can't catch up. And Secret do not get what they needed out of that fight. They forced the Exorcism, but all they got out of it was Jarex's Oracle.
Yeah, luckily for them, because of the tier 2 tower existing at bottom, Liquid couldn't push their advantage into the Mega Creeps. And with the Ursa coming back up soon, Secret, they've got to do something to get aggressive on the map. Weeha's almost got the BKB, which is going to help his survivability further. But Secret just continue to lose fight after fight. 12k net worth lead built up by Team Liquid. XP finally going in their favor.
The Shiva's about to be here for Misery. It looks like he is actually going to commit and not have buyback. But I think that's fine, right? Darkseer is a full commitment hero with Vacuum and Wall of Replica. A buyback may not actually be effective anyway. Plus the Shivas against all these wolves and various minions of Team Liquid.
Yeah, in the situation that you're in, I think if you're Team Secret, you just say buy everything. It doesn't matter. If our Ursa doesn't have buyback, it won't matter if you have it.
Oh, mind control. He's supposed to travel onto the Hawk. They have the Ice Shards blocking him in. The Sunstrike does land, and Coral has to wait on this Ghost Scepter. Now they actually have the Cold Embrace as well. Good turnaround here from Team Secret that might just get the free kick off on Coral. Coral can't afford to lose this gem. They're actually going to be able to vacuum brought it back in. There goes the false promise. Coral turns around, goes for the disable. But Hummerman's here in force, popping that ultimate as well as the BKB, but he's dodging this fight, not actually attracting himself to any one person. There's so many Necronomicons. He pops the range and fight. He wants to be able to kill the melee net once and dishing out so much damage, and he is successful. Will be able to survive. As Liquid thought they had their initiation with the Invis rune, scouting everything out. They need to get this gem. What the hell?
Yeah, Pylai died. Took a lot longer than they thought he would.
That was his quick Ghost Scepter. That really helped them out there, preventing Walrus Punch from Tusk.
They need to keep this bottom tier 2 tower alive at all costs. Secret, they've done it before. Against Liquid too. They don't have the same set of heroes. The Ursa not being as useful as the Slark.
The gem's gonna be pinged down now, and Secret will be able to claim it.
Yeah, Eternal Envy. Walking around the Roche pit, they have one shot at this to really come back into this game, and it's gonna be centered around this Aegis and cheese.
See whether or not we're gonna have an early Roche or a late Roche. Feels like Team Secret really need an early Roshan.
They have to deal with pushing out the Mega Creeps, or Super Creeps at top and mid. So they don't have a lot of time for this. The good news for them though is as long as that tier 2 tower stands at bottom, strategically they're always going to be okay. As long as they don't get Mega Creeps. Like, their team is not well equipped to deal with Mega Creeps. They don't have an Alk or something that can clear quickly. Ursa does not deal with them very fast either, because he has no clearing abilities. Secret, they just continue to bide their time. They've got pretty much everything that they need, item-wise. Not going to get a lot bigger than this. Eternal Envy could pick up one more item, but the rest of them have...
Both teams have pretty good vision around the pit. Unfortunately, Kuro's counter ward is not going to be enough for him to actually get that Ops ward at the bottom half of the river. You can see how much Team Secret are prioritizing having vision over this fight. Vada throws out the Tornado EMP. The EMP will not land.
They're just trying to make sure that the Ursa's mana's low. Even with the Enrage up, he relies on the Overpower to be able to initiate.
Yeah, this is something that you and I have talked about time and time again, where the carry Ursa is very mana dependent and usually requires some mana boosts from the supports on his team, but obviously that can't really outdo all the mana burn coming out from double melee Necronomicons.
Yeah, in most games, by the way, for viewers watching, you won't commit this hard to the tier 2. Usually it's just like, okay, if you're only down one set of racks, you'll let it go and then you'll try to take the high ground fight.
Right.
But Secret just can't afford.
Yeah, they can't afford to lose a tier 2, as that would open up the bottom lane of racks. That was a BKB pop by Matumba Man. The Sunstrike's not gonna land. Puppy actually expertly dodges it. And Liquid, are they really still gonna go for this one? They blew their load. I'm not sure if they can actually stick around and fight. Bada has been controlled up. Highlight die. Managed to snag Kuro. They managed to get the false promise out though. And Kuro will be able to TP back home until Yule Scepter stops him. And that, it will be the sacrificial lamb, it looks like, for Liquid, as they unsuccessfully tried to force that fight. They are pushing out the top lane though. Quick thinking here from Fada, as he knows he doesn't want to give the opening for Secret to be able to take Roshan with the numbers advantage, so instead, he doesn't give a They get mind control, and he's down for 90 seconds. Team Secret, they should be able to hold while still getting this Roshan.
If he was able to get the roar off, that should have been a puppy kill. And Pylai Dai might not have been able to hold this by himself, but instead, they get a free mind control. And the Aegis and cheese.
Cheese was eaten by Eternal Envy this time around, as he picks up the Aegis immediately. Weeha just didn't have the space for anything.
Yeah, they probably just didn't want to risk it being denied by Wolves.
Yeah.
So both supports had to commit to that top. No sentries around that area for them. Still, Secret are holding and they're looking okay. Things are, the base is in shambles, but they're all right.
Most certainly is, and they have yet to claim a single tier 2. So once they do win a fight and have the opportunity to push down mid, they still have some big towers to get through first before they can actually go high ground.
Yeah, that's the thing that's so scary about Team Secret, is that they work so well as a unit in the late game that even with the double racks advantage, Liquid are playing this really carefully. They don't want to give up anything for the next fight.
Puppy successfully guiding his team so far in this late game. But Liquid are going to play a bit more of a backseat, it seems. They don't want to go into an Aegis. They almost have an Abyssal Blade on Matumba Man as well. But he obviously needs a lot more gold. He wants to be able to get that plus. Oh, they actually scattered up Highlight Die. Tornado, Cold Snap will actually be there to be able to stall him up, stop that TP out, and a free kill for Liquid.
Yeah, they're gathered around this bottom lane. Secret really don't want to fight without their Lion. Highlight Eye has been so useful for them throughout this entire tournament on this Lion. And it's
whoa! Quick blink away just in time by Mind Control. Ahead of that Shiva's guard.
Everybody's got Ghost Scepters on Secret.
The old off-map ward being laid down by Team Secret to scout out the Hawk and any sort of rotations by Beastmaster with the Boots of Travel.
Yeah, that is 4 Ghost Scepters pushers on Team Secret, by the way. So kiting is really in their favor. Wee's going to deny this bottom tier 2 tower. And it looks like Envy in the Roche Pit, but he's just going to blink back.
Not really going to do this one. Jesus, Puppy has so much gold.
This is actually a really big game for Liquid to win. After what happened in that Eternal Envy Rapier Slark game, with how far ahead they were with double racks,
right?
I think mentally this would just break you. At that point, I think Liquid are going to say, what do you have to do to beat Team Secret? Mm-hmm. Double racks does not seem to faze them.
Both teams playing the farming game. That Aegis will be expiring in a couple minutes for Eternal Envy. Will Secret ever have a better opportunity than this to be the ones going on the offensive?
No, I think you want to fight with the Aegis, for sure. They've seen how much Eternal Envy gets kited around. They desperately need to fight around it, but they're still doing okay when it comes to net worth. 20k I think is kind of undoable, but 8,000 is not that bad.
Yeah, especially considering these super creeps were picked up rather early, and that does limit your net worth. It's pretty impressive how Secret have managed to hold.
It's because they keep clearing out their jungle.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that's something Liquid should be doing better, is controlling the dire side jungle?
The problem is they have to decide.
Yeah.
Do you farm in your own jungle, or do you make that move? And Eternal Envy, because of this Aegis, has been farming everywhere.
Bot is a little skittish to go uphill, but he shouldn't be, as he has a clear opening to be able to catch someone here. The Tornado is just barely going to clip Misery, but we do have the TP in from Eternal Envy. Secret may be able to fight this one.
He's isolated out pretty far, though. They might be able to catch somebody out of this.
A lot of notes, he's too separated. Meanwhile, the Oracle silenced up, and the Ghost Scepter is going to fade soon. He managed to get the disarm up on Eternal Envy. Pops the False Promise. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, Highlight Die instantly gets taken out. The Winter's Curse controls the Wolf, but that Wolf dies immediately. And Matumba Man, the rest of the team, they're just going straight for the bottom lane. Oh my god, they want to be able to go straight for the Major Creeps. Well, Secret's outside of the base. They get the Primal Roar. They
take this so fast.
Oh my god! 5 seconds for the clip! They managed to get the Tornado on the Misery! Bacon Creeps is up! Secret have to win this fight now, here and now, in order to beat back Liquid and go for a defense of their own! But it's not going to be the case. But Matumba Man, he just doesn't care. He pops the BKB, goes straight for the throne with Necronomicon. There it is. GG is the game. The series, rather, evens up 1-1.
Liquid say not today, as they even up the series 1-1. They desperately needed this game to at least show that they could beat Secret. In the previous series, they had all the advantages in the world, and they still weren't even able to take a game against Secret. Great performance by them, as they, I wouldn't want to even say cruise, they really had a battle for that one.
Absolutely. Both teams just seem to be ramping up as we finally hit our full swing in the grand final.